Hello students, you can see we need to define the organizational structure, the place all the projects manager, all the stakeholders work together. The way the organization structure determines the communication requirements, responsibilities, and reporting structure you have with management. The organizational structure, culture, and policies determine the amount of authority the project manager have during the project. So we need to know actually how different organization structure. We have three in common: functional, matrix, and projectized. Here basically we try to visualize the functional structure, matrix structure, and how the projectized structure is differ or similar with those two, functional and matrix structure. If you go to the functional organization, this is very common compared to all the three. You can see it's segmented by functions or department. For example, in most of the organization, we have sales, accounting, legal, and IT. It's a true function, so all the team members, including the project manager, report to the functional manager. If we go to slides where we can clearly identify here, so you can see in a functional structure, Chief Executive Officer, so under that designation, we have marketing, sales, and services. And each those departments or functions, he has other functions or team working under him. So any project we try to work, it should report to functional manager for a particular department. Now back to our slides. In this organization, it's clear that project manager has very little power over functional manager. On that case, sometimes project manager called project coordinator or functional structure. However, there is some advantage. There is a less anxiety than other structure. Communication demands are reduced, and team members stay within their departments to complete the project work. Now, what is matrix organization? Matrix organization allows a project team to incorporate resources. In contrast to the functional structure, this model blends the project team based on team members' individual abilities. Before we move to weak, balanced, and strong matrix, if we get to see an example, then it will be more clear to us. So you can see, unlike the functional organization, the matrix structure is quite different. Here, you can see all the departments, for example, production manager, finance, marketing, sales, development, and research. And we have different product type or project type. We can call product 1, 2, 3, or project. Here you can see under each project or each product, we have all the teams, and those teams actually has to report multiple. So here you can see this dictates both vertically and horizontally. It means any project team has to report production manager as well as any manager horizontal to other. Also, you can see project team under each project has to report to that manager. Wherever, if you see a project, now if you see if a project has different projects here, and we have the different production, finance, marketing, R&D. So what happened for each project, each team members has to report to whether project manager and also production manager. So that's create problem. So now if we go back to our slides, that's why they told the weak, balanced, and strong. Weak one is more tend to the functional one. So functional manager have autonomy and power over the project team members. So the project manager has limited authority on weak matrix. If the matrix organization is weak, here the functional manager is more authority over the project team members. On the other side, the third one, strong matrix, it means the project manager has the authority over the project, where the functional manager has little authority. This structure gives project manager the most authority, and in reality is still pretty tough to implement, as there are functional managers to work with. So we always work the balanced one. In the balanced matrix, the project manager and the functional manager has almost equal power and autonomy over project team member. Of course, there are some disadvantages. While it sounds nice, it's usually pretty tough to implement. Okay, so then the matrix actually works both, as we saw. This organization works vertically and horizontally to delegate, and the first one, the functional organization, actually reports only one, so it works only vertically. Now if we move here in the matrix organization, you can see on paper the communication demand increase for the project manager, because he will likely be required to keep all the project team members, bosses, up to date. And as we discussed, in matrix organization, team members have to report at least two bosses, their functional manager and project manager. So it creates problem. Also, team members can also expect to be on multiple projects at one time, which of course increase their responsibility, their functions, communication requirements, and workload. So while the team members are on multiple projects, the project manager must coordinate schedule, share resources, and communicate even more. But the third one, the pure projectized organization, in this structure, the logic dictates that the PM has complete authority over the project. The project manager has the complete authority here. The project team is on the project full time, so they will not work on their other functions on matrix organization and reports only to project manager. There are some advantages to this structure, which is the project team member can work full time, report only to one boss, which is project manager. On the other hand, project manager has the power over the project, and communication demands are reduced. It's only one way. The project team and project manager has to work together. However, this leads redundancy in other functions in between the project team member. For example, if any team member, specialist in IT, work in a project, it means that he is redundant or he is not practicing other tasks like accounting, purchasing, legal, other things. So any team member work in a project do not get the experience he or she could gain if he work in a functional or matrix organization, because he has to work different roles and responsibility. And this is very true for technical fields, because only technical skilled for particular task is recruited in a project, rather than if he or she work in a matrix or functional, you do more tasks. Now, in a project organization, the advantages first are that what happens if any team member left the organization? It means it creates a hole and causes the project to stall or prevent, and there is uncertainty because we need to recruit another team member to actually complete the project. Another disadvantage is that it increases the team anxiety when it comes the project completion. When a project is near to complete, it makes fear or anxiety that what will happen next. So it means it's under panic. What can you do if the project is finished, whether any other project will come or not? Thank you. Thank you all.
The Victorian Institute of Technology has other great videos covering many different topics. Please check them out, and thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe the video for more great content like this.